There are 16 different backpacks in Escape from Tarkov today, guys, and which one is the best to take? Let's go ahead and explore that question together. Spoiler alert, I recommend the Scaf Backpack, the Berkut, the TriZip, and the Beta 2. The reasons why I will get into right now. Well guys, my name is TTB, I'm a YouTube content creator and streamer. I highly recommend you check out my live stream where you can always ask questions on Escape from Tarkov and join me as we learn the game together. Twitch.tv/TheRealTTB. Come join us, say hi. Now guys, for the backpacks available in Tarkov, there are a lot of backpacks available, but as I already said, I only recommend these 4 backpacks for beginner players or for newer players, and the reason is they give you ample storage space while also not costing the world. So a lot of the times I see newer players run around with really bad backpacks, like small bags, like duffel bags, and you just can't fit any loot in them, guys. And for a beginner player in Tarkov, to overcome gear fear and to overcome all the issues that you are faced with, you need to be able to take a lot of stuff with you from the raids that you survive, and the backpacks give you that opportunity to just get more gear out. But if you take too small of a backpack, you can't take enough gear out. So the backpacks I'm recommending, Scaf Backpack and Berkut right now, if you look at the amount of inventory space available, they are basically identical. The only difference is a little bit in price. Scaf Backpack is slightly more cheap, and of course in the appearance on your character. But as far as storage space is concerned, we have 4x5 for both backpacks, so that is 20 slots. Now, if you think about this, the Scaf Backpack will cost you probably about 15,000 rubles, and if you go ahead and fill this up with loot, well, let's assume that we have 5,000 rubles per slot, which is not a bad assumption. I actually reckon that you can get way more than 5,000 rubles worth per item slot in these containers. So that's 150k rubles at least in this backpack. So you're making back a factor of 10 on your backpack. As far as how these backpacks look on your character, let's have a look right here. This is the Scaf Backpack. As you can see, it has a fairly small signature. It's fairly thin. The only problem that some players don't like is this red car medkit or whatever it is on the back. They feel that it can give them away. I would say that in most situations it will not, but if you're worried about that, then I recommend you take the Berkut instead, which is at a similar price point. And it will just be all dark olive green with some lighter green attached to it, and it's also a little bit smaller signature. So the Berkut, in my opinion, is the better backpack. As far as price points go, as I said, Scaf Backpack will cost you about 15k, 15 to 16k. You can get that Ragman level 2. The Berkut is going to cost you a tiny bit more, 16,000, 17,000. But as you can see, these are, like, we're talking about 1,000, 2,000 rubles difference here, guys. So that's really not much. It seems much when you're starting out as a new player and this is your first couple of matches, your first couple of raids. It seems like a lot, but once you learn the game, guys, and get better at the game, you never fully learn it. Of course, it's a long procedure of constant learning. Then you will realize that the difference is so minute, it doesn't really matter what you take here. Just make sure to take a backpack. Okay, then we have a look at the next level that I would recommend. It's one level higher, that's the TriZip and the Beta 2. Both of these have an identical carrying field of a 5x6. If you compare this, for example, with the Scaf Backpack, as you can see, Scaf Backpack had 4x5, this is 5x6, so you're gaining quite a lot in terms of available fields to fill. To be quite honest, the TriZip and the Beta 2 both get a 30 container size, which is really nice, so you can use both of them. The really interesting thing here is that the Beta 2 actually is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, so you can, in theory, infinitely stack the Beta 2s and still have a net 5 slots available that you can fill with something else. So that is something to keep in mind. So if you have a Beta 2 and you come across somebody that has a Beta 2, you can loot that and also gain another 5 extra inventory space. Both the TriZip and the Beta 2, as I already said, are the same size internally, so that's really nice to have. They also have really small signatures. So this is the TriZip. As you can see, it's not much bigger than the Berkut, actually. It's a little bit more on the light brown side, I guess, or light gray side. It's not as green, but well, very small signature, very nice to have. If you compare this with the Beta 2, It's gonna be slightly thicker. As you can see, it has this additional piece on the back, and it's more on the light green side, but also a very, very good backpack to use. And I consider myself now an intermediate player. I like to use the Beta 2 quite a lot. Price point wise, well, let's have a quick look. The TriZip is coming in at about 40k per TriZip from Ragman, and the Beta 2 is coming in at about 50k. As you can see, I can't buy it from Ragman yet because I don't have the required 4 reputation level for that yet. Okay, so now we've talked about the backpacks that I recommend. Of course, there are a lot more other backpacks out there, and we're gonna go over them real quick. So if you just were here for learning which ones are the best for newer intermediate players, these 4 I can wholeheartedly recommend. And if you're looking for videos that showcase how to do loot runs with this kind of backpack, for example, I highly recommend you check out my Shoreline videos. I've got 2 available right now. I'm going to link them in the video description below. Okay, so this is the part where we get into the other backpacks available, and let's start with the biggest ones, or let's start with the biggest trap available, which is the SFMP backpack. It looks so nice. It is very, very low signature, very small. It's black, so that's gonna help you fit in with the environment. What's the problem with this backpack? Well, it only can hold meds, so you can't put weapons in there, you can't put food in there, it can only hold meds, so stim packs and med packs and whatnot. If you want to buy this just to store your additional meds, I can kind of get that, but I mean, this backpack is going to set you back 70k, a med case is going to set you back 300k, but if you compare them, the med case will have more slots available, and it's just going to be better for the long term. If you're a beginning player, it might not hurt to get one of these just to store your meds a little bit more efficiently, but I don't think it's really needed, so stay away from the SFMP. I only kept this in my inventory for the reasons of making this video. Now, if you're looking for the biggest storage space available, and there are backpacks available here, there are, for example, it's the biggest one, the 6SH118. And this is how you look like with this backpack attached to you. You basically almost double your size in terms of your thickness. You're becoming a very sweaty boy there. And the problem with that is, guys, in Tarkov, what will get you killed more often than not is movement. You spot enemies most likely, yes, map knowledge and whatnot, but if you're not that knowledgeable about the map, movement is one killer factor. While you're standing still or surveying anything, you will notice movement. And with this, you're doubling the size of your movement signature. So this is only recommended for the chads, for the sweaty boys, for the people that actually know what they're doing and that have the ability to loot this thing full of stuff. It comes in at about 90k price point, and it will give you a whopping 48 container size, which is insane. That's more than twice of what we had. Well, 2.5 times almost as much as the Scaf BP or the Berkut. Okay, so just wanted to show this to you guys for the sake of comparison, but yeah, I don't recommend to run this as a newer player because you're literally opening yourself up to getting killed, because the big boy bag is very recognizable. Now, we've talked about backpacks that I recommend. I'm gonna go over other backpacks now, and you can have a look at them, and I think you'll clearly understand very quickly of why I don't recommend them. So I'm gonna just go through the list here real quick. Let's start with the tactical sling. 2,000 for a whopping 6 slots. Yeah, it's pointless. it's kind of pointless. You can't put anything in there. Next thing would be the transformer bag, coming in at about 4,000 for 9 slots. I mean, these backpacks are small and everything, yeah, but why would you use them? It's just not enough slots available. The army bag, 2x4, so that is a whopping 8 slots. Nope. Absolutely not. What else do we have? We have the duffel bag. I see this with new players quite often as well. You've got 3x4, so that is 12 slots for 5,000. I mean, I can understand why people would bring that. One of the bigger traps in here is the Mbss Backpack, because it's significantly lower in price than the Scaf Backpack, and I used to bring the Mbss a lot. It's a nice color, it's a small signature, it has 16 container size, it's reasonably priced at 10,000 rubles. So what's the catch with that? Well, One of the first things that I did when running for money was, or making money runs, is I was doing marked room runs over on customs. So you would equip a pistol and some very basic gear, or just a pistol and the marked room key, and you would run over to the marked room, and then you would find some loot there. But the problem is, some of the loot can be extremely valuable. You could, for example, find a weapons case, and well, if you're running something like a Scaf Backpack and you find a weapons case, then you do like this thing and you're out. The problem is that the Mbss is 4x4. The weapons case is 2x5. You cannot fit this. So imagine little noob TTB standing there in the marked room, wanting to loot the weapons case, and you can't loot it because you just can't fit it in your backpack. And that was the point where I said, never ever again will I use anything smaller than a Scav Backpack. And it's served me well so far. If I died or whatnot, like the cases where I died and was sad that I lost my backpack are basically zero, but the cases where I'm happy that I had a big size backpack with me are quite often. So we've talked about the smaller ones. Let's talk about some of the bigger ones. Well, there is, for example, the Paratus Backpack here at about 36,000 rubles. I don't like these because they have these segmented systems. So if you find, for example, a very big weapon and you don't have the time to take it apart or whatnot, you won't be able to fit it in here. Like, for example, like, I don't know, SVD or whatnot, actually know that that can be folded. Let's say you found a weapon that has a non-folding stock that's pretty big anyways, long barrel, suppressor attached to it. Yeah, it can get very, very long, and you would not be able to fit this into the Paratus. As you can see, you've got a 5x5 grid here, then a 1x2, and a 2x3. So yeah, I don't really recommend it. If you find it and you want to use it, sure, but I wouldn't recommend buying it. As far as the slots are concerned, I mean, with this one, you are getting a whopping total of 35, so that's actually really nice for the price. But as I said, I don't like the segmentation here. The same thing is going to happen on the, which one is it? The mechanism heavy duty. Again, you'll get over 30 slots, in this case 32 slots, a little bit more pricey than the Paratus, but once you open it up, you can see that it is exactly the main problem, 4x4 and then 2x2s, 4 in total. So while you have a lot of slots available, if you find a weapons case, you won't be able to fit it into the mechanism, so just don't buy it. Just do not buy it. Okay, then we also have items like the Attack 2. This is a really nice one, coming in at about 55 to 60k. It is slightly bigger than the TriZip and whatnot, but you can fit 35 container size in it, so that's really, really nice. So I would say this is one I would recommend for the more experienced players. As you can see, really nice grid. You can fit long weapons in there, no problem. Very enjoyable to use. The same thing goes, by the way, for the Pilgrim Tourist Backpack. That has the same grid size, as you can see. The problem with the Pilgrim is, I've been using that a lot in my money runs, but the problem is it is blue and it's very big. So it increases your signature size on the battlefield, makes it easier for people to spot you, and the blue can be easily spotted even in vegetation. It's not a bright blue or anything, but it's an added risk that, in my opinion, you shouldn't really take. But at 40k, this is the most inventory space that you can get per ruble, I would say. So it's a really nice bargain, but you're going to have to decide for yourself whether the extra 5 container size is, for example, over the Beta 2 or over the where is it? The TriZip is worth the added risk, basically, of being spotted and killed. I would say probably not, but I've used them quite a lot, and I haven't died more often or less often than I died anyways. So I would say once you gain more experience, you can also use these if you like to. One thing I haven't talked about yet is the, where is it hiding? I always miss that one. Yeah, the Mystery Ranch Blackjack 50, coming in at 80k, so about the same price almost as the 6SH118. And once again, a big backpack, 42 slots available right here. Not as big as a signature as the Raid backpack, but you don't really see those used very often on the maps that I play anyways. Again, guys, I'm not a super experienced player. I've been playing the game for about 2 months now. I'm just trying to share my thoughts with you guys and share my experiences so you don't make the same mistakes. So let us sum up. Scaf BP or Berkut, or one level higher, TriZip or Beta 2. And if you use these backpacks, you will be set for most of the raids that you do. Thanks for watching this video. If you've watched it until now, leave me a comment down below what you thought of this format. And of course, please do join me on Twitch where I live stream almost every day. And if you have questions, if you have comments, if you just want to hang out and chat, I would be happy to see you there. This has been TTB. Have a great day and bye-bye.